Alright, episode from movie Bia Kwaba Famra, 2 Kenny's and Blossom, or YouTube so I say, Ebuziaba and Sem Ahodwa, a Kosono, and the best of my headphone in America say, no, info be about Betuja, we ever a year, John Mahama sounds when a justice to Kuno Omo, Ebuziam the update in the Ebro has a answer no Ubu, any day quantity when you're subscribing from my YouTube channel, yeah, no subscribing. We are now the bell notification icon is also the next time piano, but drop a video our channel is on Sabeka video be and 10 times. No, beside it, and say. We a video be a mesa ka mention and kasam fa hon bebre ye bekoni akwa akwa John Mahama and some of the Babituja afa a justice Chief Justice a tokuno yenko video no medin edekwa gentle
expediting the work of government. It's helped us to more speedily than any government in the past have persons in place to begin to prosecute the reset agenda that we have. On the issue of governance, we've had the difficulty issue with regards to the suspension of the Chief Justice, and of course the Council of State was involved in a part of that process, and so we've done our part. The rest is left with the committee that was set up to come out with whatever its findings are, and based on that, whatever the consequential issues are will be dealt with.
A number of the NPP party supporters here in the Ablakuma North constituency have gathered here at the office of the NPP's parliamentary candidate for the Ablakuma North constituency, Nana Ekuefrie, ahead of the party scheduled press conference here at her office in the constituency. Ahead of this press conference, the candidate herself had filed a case in court as of Monday on the rerun of the election, citing some previous directives from the court to compel the EC to complete the coalition process, and the fact that if the EC goes ahead to do this rerun would be a violation of that previous court directive. A date is yet to be scheduled to hear the case proper, but ahead of that, or on the back of that court case, the party is holding a press conference this Tuesday morning in order to address a few issues. It is unclear what the party's position would be if the EC goes ahead to do the rerun, as to whether or not they would be partaking in the election, as well as other key issues that are coming up. And so in a moment, either the party General Secretary, Justin Frimpong Kodia, or his Deputy General Secretary, Haruna Mohammed, will be addressing the media to give out their position on the issues at hand and whether they will be partaking, importantly, whether they will be partaking in the elections on Friday, July 11. And so we are here to cover that and keep you updated on all our social media platforms from the office of Nana Ekuefrie here in the Ablakuma constituency. James Habeji here reporting for Joy News.
For Ablakuma North. The MP elect for Ablakuma North. Honorable. Yeah.
At the center of all this is the Electoral Commission. You have the opinion. You seem to agree and disagree at the same time with Johnson and Sidin Ketia. You think that this is a constitutional body, is independent, so the law must be followed, and it should not be done capriciously. But I seem you do not disagree with the fact that this group of electoral commissioners, especially the top three, need to go.
Yeah, coming from Mr. Asidun Katia, the chairman, whom I call general chairman, will make the thing appear partisan and political. Allow people like us who have always been calling for their head to do so that if a commission of inquiry, probably through the president in consultation with the Council of State, can set up that. But you see, once the chairman has spoken, you realize how the MPP has latched on that. So tomorrow, if these people are removed, and the MPP also win power some years to come, then they will also be going after the head of whoever will be the electoral commissioner or the body of commissioners. But you see, certain things will have to be done according to the constitutional provision. The former president removed Charlotte say based on procurement breaches. Meanwhile, the former president supervised blatant procurement breaches in the various sectors of the economy, of which he and Dr. Mahama presided over. But you see, he had a constitutional provision of which he followed. The law is the law, so follow the law. That is a call by the chairman, which I agree, but coming from him is that which I disagree, because it gives it partisan currency. And that's not something that anybody wants, because it is an independent commission. And as I told you earlier on, the point is that you have seen how the MPP, element within the MPP, are now linking the Chief Justice's, what do we call that? Petition against her removal to that of the Electoral Commission. Even long before the chairman called for that, Mr. Antonio Markins and the like had already predicted that they know that from the Chief Justice they are going to the Electoral Commission. That was a speculation. But for it to come from the chairman of that repute, Mr. Sedun Katia, of that high repute, it will what? Fuel the partisanship. That is where I disagree with him. You understand? But other than that, some of us, you see, I have said, one day I was having my bath and I was thinking about the issue. I said that, look, conducting an election in which it does not degenerate into war, it doesn't mean that there is the presence of peace. It doesn't mean that your democracy is stable. No. There are inherent inefficiencies and incompetencies displayed by the current Electoral Commission, if not the fact that Ghanaians decided to overwhelmingly vote for the NDC, for which manipulation and maneuvering, had become interminably difficult. I'm very sure that we'll have seen more people dying than in 2020 and 2024, because the way and manner they delayed the elections was not by accident, because it was too rampant at different places, at different constituencies in the country. It was too rampant. So nobody should tell you and convince you that that was not an orchestration. It was an orchestration. And that's the more reason why some of us are calling for a body of inquiry to investigate procurement, to investigate the acquisition of biometric machines, to investigate that biometric devices that got lost, for which it became a banter between the chairman, Mr. Sedun Katia, the EC, and the MPP. So many things that ought to be investigated over there. So many things. And so if you sit idle thinking that you have won the elections, it is not a given that our system is foolproof. It is not. Besides, even removing the commissioners may not in any way create an administrative efficiency. It will have to take the new commissioners that would have been, appointed or whatever,